in from the cold. Lisa Plumley's with us today. We're going to start with the gong. We're going to open up our White Stone Day with Blessing to the World.
You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and all you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. You are the heart, you are the hand, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and all you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and all you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. You are the heart, you are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and all you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. You are the heart, you are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and all you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. Lisa Plumley.
Okay, we're moving on to a Curtis tune with some cool harmonies with Keith and Lisa, and this is I Got a Home in the Kingdom.
Morning, everybody.
Come closer to your mic.
The kingdom's got a home in me. I'm at home wherever I go, and all this I know. All this I know. I got a home in the spirit. The spirit's got a home in me. I'm at home wherever I go, and all this I know. All this I know. I got a home in my vision. Vision's got a home in me. I'm at home wherever I go, and all this I know. All this yes I do.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
Okay, folks, if you are comfortable standing and joining the hand of the person next to you, this is our congregational song, Surely the Presence.
Let us pray. Surely the presence of the Lord is here because you are here. You are the presence of the divine made visible. You are the heart of God through which we feel God's love. You are the hands and feet of God through which we see love in action. You are the voice of God that speaks words of love, comfort, compassion. So today, as we begin a new year, I give thanks for your presence. I give thanks for another year of the divine being made visible in, through, and as you. Deeper, wider, higher. I give thanks that the divine continues to transform this world through you, through all of us. This is why we are here. And so it is, and so let it be. Amen. You may be seated. Good morning. Is it warm enough for you yet? Yeah. Thanks. You who braved the cold today, you get extra points. I'm so glad to see you here. I am Reverend Ogun Holder. In case we haven't met yet, I'm senior minister here, and I am thrilled, as always, to begin a new year with you. So Happy New Year. Happy New Year. And happy anniversary. You may not know what you're talking about, but always remember the very first Sunday of 2015 was my first Sunday here. So in many ways, I don't remember exactly what date it was, but we'll just call it every first Sunday of the year. Make it easy. So, the marriage is 3 years strong. It's looking good. We got past the first year. In any marriage, the first year is always the iffy, touchy one. But hey, we made it past. We're hitting our stride. We've learned each other's idiosyncrasies. The things we once found charming about each other that are now getting on each other's nerves. We've learned to live with and accept and realize that, hey, this is who this is, and I said yes to this. So thank you for continuing to say yes, and happy anniversary to you all. And as I always love to say, if we want to see the face of God, we simply see the face of another too. So turn to someone and say, God looks good today. God looks good today. Looking good, God. Sounding good. Excellent, excellent. And God looks especially good today in this visage. Michelle, thank you, Michelle, for helping us out today.
Good morning, you intrepid Unity people, you. I mean, I'm a native New Englander, and I lived 25 years in Syracuse, New York, where they get, like, the most snow. And I had a little thinking this morning, well, maybe our minister from Barbados will cancel service. But no. So he's a New Englander now, too. So that's great. Yes, you are. It's hard. So I want to welcome the streamers, if everybody would give a wave to them. I know there's probably a lot this morning, people who are staying home warm and cozy. So thanks for joining us today. I'd also like to welcome anyone who ventured out and is here with us for the first time today. Would you please raise your hand, if so? Okay, we want to welcome you, a couple of new people. You'll always remember that it was this cold day that was your first Sunday here. So I want to thank you for coming and joining us. There is a welcome packet that the usher is handing to you, and there is a welcome card in there. If you'd like to fill it out and leave it at the Spiritual Resource Center in the bookstore, you can speak with someone there and get more information about the church. And your flower gives you 10% off in the bookstore, so you want to make sure you hold on to that. Please know that your presence enriches us and that we welcome all paths to God. Unity on the River is a center of celebration, inspiration, transformation, spirit-centeredness, oneness, and joy. Please hold these truths in your heart as we say our mission and vision statements together. Our mission: we are a vibrant spiritual community that celebrates the presence in all and awakens humanity to its divinity. And our vision: centered in love, we joyously co-create a world of oneness, peace, and harmony. A few announcements for today. Amy Joslin is beginning her How to Pray Without Talking to God class next week, Sunday the 14th. It's a 4-week course. It starts at 1 o'clock, goes till 3 for 4 weeks. And Amy is a licensed Unity teacher candidate, so we want to support her. And also the book she is using by Reverend Linda Martella Whitsitt, who is vice president of Silent Unity now, is a great book, How to Pray Without Talking to God. So give this class a chance, and if you are thinking of becoming a prayer chaplain, it would be meet the requirement for that program. Now I'd like to turn the mic over to Leslie Smith so she can announce about her class.
Namaste. Did you shut this up? Namaste. It's so great to be here this morning and hear the beautiful music as always and the great prayers. I've been doing conflict resolution for about 30 years and trained in different practices and teaching conflict resolution and anti-violence and bully prevention in the schools. Well, last summer, or the summer before actually, I was certified in a new technique called the connection practice. It combines nonviolent communication with heart math, how to go deeply into your heart and connect with your spirit and inner self. And this technique is so transformational that I wanted to bring it to our community. And I will be sharing it next Sunday, 12 to 2, and then also on Tuesday and Thursday night from 7 to 9. If you can't make Sunday and you can come Tuesday, that would be perfect as well. And if you would like to have more intimacy with yourself, more intimacy with your relationships, and if you would like to solve conflict in your relationships once and for all, I promise you this is the technique. At least it has certainly worked for my husband and I. So, and my children. Thank you, and namaste.
Thank you, Leslie, for bringing that to us. We have a community potluck after service, so stay afterwards and enjoy fellowship in our fellowship hall. Our founding minister, Shipley Allenson, will be back next week. Yay! She's speaking next week on A Call to Conscious Evolution, Our Moment of Choice. Sounds like a Shipley talk, doesn't it? So please join us next week. Now is the time in our service where we greet each other with a hug or a handshake and say, Namaste, I see you. I see your presence. I see the divine in you. Namaste.
Came down as stardust bright, and it root the coal with a radiant light. The center of fire was spirit and form, the eternal flame of love was born. Here in our hearts we are called song. Here in our hearts we are called to hear our soul sing the one song. Sing the one song. Sing the one song. Through the care of my mind's unrest, I love into being that joy that is earnest, as I sense the arms of my Creator's bliss. I am one with you and the rest. Here in our hearts we are called to hear our soul sing the one song. Thank you. Thank you.
So today is one of my favorite Sundays because we are doing our White Stone ceremony today. We don't do a lot of interactive services, so this is why, like today, you get to do stuff. First of all, I want to make sure everyone has a white stone and a pencil. So in your offering envelope, you should have white stone and pencil. If you don't have a white stone or pencil, raise your hand, please, and we will make sure that you get one. Or if your pencil doesn't have a point or something, just keep the hand up and someone will get one to you ASAP. So while they're doing that, just to tell you a little bit about this ceremony of sorts, it's really the idea of inviting you into a space so that you can truly get in touch with what the divine in you, spirit in you, would have for you to do this year, to be this year, to follow, live out this year. It's a little different than resolutions. You know, we all make, well, I don't know if we all do, but that's a popular thing when the year turns over to make resolutions. And research has shown that we are horrible at keeping them. I don't make resolutions anymore, but it's an old, difficult habit to break. So, you know, it kind of generically had its intention, or resolution rather, to eat less sugar this year. Apparently, I hear it does wonders for you. I don't know. So I thought, yeah, maybe I'll like mindfully cut down on my sugar intake. And today, walk in here and order 8 boxes of Girl Scout cookies from Brian's daughter, Hannah. So thanks for that, Brian. Yeah. And please, if you see Hannah wandering around later, you know, help a Girl Scout out and order some cookies from her. But yeah, so resolutions are these weird things, and then some of us can go into this whole spiral of, oh, broke the resolution again, haven't even made out of January yet, sort of stuff. But this is a little bit different. The idea of the White Stone ceremony is something deeper than just a surface level, kind of fickle, relatively, you know, unimportant change to make. This is something deeper that's going to help keep us anchored in our divine self throughout the course of the year. I prefer it even to intentions. We can set intentions. We all know about the power of intention and what it does for us. But a lot of times our intentions also come from up here as well. So I like to say resolutions come from up here. Intentions kind of like are a nice melding of head and heart. But for me, when we do the White Stone, it's all coming from here. When we are truly open and allowing the flow and inspiration of spirit to move us, it's truly just coming from here. And in my experience, when it truly just comes from here, the results, the transformation, the changes that my life employ are amazing. Are amazing. Even when it's stuff that I may not at first blush look and go, oh, well, boy, am I glad that happened. No, stuff, even the opposite stuff, I can say, you know what? I can see how this actually still fits in with this inspirational, divine imperative, directive. So I love it. A little word about the White Stone, just a little context about where it came from. There's this verse in the book of Revelation that reads, Revelation 2:17, let anyone who has an ear listen to what the Spirit is saying to the churches. To everyone who conquers, I will give some of the hidden manna, and I will give a white stone. And on the white stone is written a new name that no one knows except the one who receives it. On the white stone is written a new name that no one knows except the one who receives it. Little segue, diversion, if you will, about the book of Revelation. You know, some of us who may have a kind of like on again, off again love affair with the Bible, Revelation is probably one of the most misunderstood, confusing, and downright scary books in the Bible. Because for many of us, we've been told this is a book that speaks about the end times, about when the world's going to come to the end, about the apocalypse, and, many movies have been made about it. I'm actually, right now, I meant to bring it today, I'm actually reading a very hilarious spoof novel about the apocalypse called Good Omens by Neil Gaiman. You know about it? Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett, British writers. It is hilarious. Apparently, the Antichrist was mixed up with another baby at the hospital, and rather than being raised by the evil influence of, these Satanist nuns, he's raised by an average human family, which is in itself dangerous, but he's raised by his average human family, and then when it's time for the apocalypse to happen, he's realizing he's got this massive amount of power, but he's all confused because all he wants to do is play with his friends, and if the world comes to an end, he can't do that anymore. So it's a whole thing, but it's hilarious. So I do recommend it. It's called Good Omens. But anyways, but the book of Revelation really isn't about that in the least bit. The book of Revelation, believe it or not, was actually written as a pastoral letter to bring comfort to people. Think about that for a second if you know anything about Revelation. Revelation speaks about Armageddon, the war to end all wars, and beasts and demons and the four horsemen of the apocalypse and this whole thing. It's meant to bring you comfort. Yes, it is. Because it does not speak of the end times. Well, that's not true. It does speak of the end times, but it speaks of the end times of the Roman Empire, when this thing was written in the turn of AD into BC into AD. At the time of the earliest Christian churches, when they were struggling with, we're supposed to be this movement and be free, and yet we have this Roman Empire that's just decimating us. What's happening? And this letter was written in a style of literature called apocalyptic literature. That's where the name apocalypse comes from. It simply means to be revealed. That's the word, hence the book Revelation. The book is called The Revelation of John. Whoever John wasn't John the disciple, but some dude named John, he had a vision. And it was really about the end of the Roman Empire. So the letter was really this idea of saying, hey, guys, just be cool. Be confident. Keep doing what you're doing. This Roman Empire will come to an end at some point in time. So don't worry, we won't have what the movies tell us we're going to have in the end times. That's not what the book of Revelation is about. It simply means to be revealed. And this is what today's ceremony is about. What is the divine going to reveal through you, for you? So we do this on a white stone. Why a white stone? No one's exactly clear. The white stone itself has a lot of different historical significances. For example, there was an ancient Roman custom of giving a white stone to the winners of athletic games. It was kind of like a ticket that got them into the after party. So there was that, yeah. In ancient Greece, if there was a trial, sometimes the jurors, to vote for the verdict, if it was a positive verdict, they'd put a white stone in the jar. If it was a negative, they'd put a black stone, and then they'd count them up at the end. So if you had more white stones, good for you. It was really indicating a sense of freedom, release. You were free to go. So the white stones themselves in history have this connotation of victory, of liberation, of striving towards something more. The color white itself, lots of symbolism around the color white in our spiritual traditions. Metaphysically, it's always been seen as this color of transcendence, of purity. In the Buddhist practice, it speaks to self-mastery and redemption. In Hinduism, it's symbolic of pure consciousness, light, manifestation. In the Polynesian Maori tradition, it means truth or surrendering. Wave the white flag. But not surrendering is I give up. Surrendering is I let go, and I stop trying to take control. In the Mayan tradition, it also means peace and health. In the Christian tradition, which unity is like an offshoot of, it means purified soul, joy, integrity, and the holy life. So the color itself bears a lot of symbolism. So what we're going to do in a few minutes is go through a guided meditation where I'll invite you again to go into the silence and really open yourselves up to listening. But like any good activity we do here, there's going to be some instructions. Are you ready for the instructions? Yes. 1, so you have your stone. At some point during this guided meditation, I will invite you to write on the stone. Try your best not to write before I invite you to. And also just write with the pencil I gave you. When you are home this afternoon, or if you can't wait that long, we have a couple of permanent markers at the Spiritual Resource Center, I think. You can put it in permanent marker then. But if you happen to be walking around with a permanent marker right now, some of you might be. I don't know what's in your bags and purses and wallets. I don't know. Somebody's like, yeah, I got one. See, there's always people. Don't do it. Don't do it in here. We want to keep our chairs as clean as possible, and accidents happen. So just write with the pencil. Now, here's the thing. When we speak about the white stone, and that verse says a new name, this is where some people get confused. It doesn't literally have to be a name. It can be anything. It can be a symbol. It can be a direction to do something. It could be a noun. It could be an adjective. It could be a verb. It could be a job title. I don't know what is going to be revealed to you. But the important thing to remember is trust yourself. Trust the first intuitive thing that comes to you. Okay? Don't question it. It may feel like you're making it up for some of you, and that's okay because you are. And when I say making it up, I mean we are creating this. This is a creative process. Everything starts in God. God is all there is. God is source. Everything that you see around you in your physical space was an idea divinely inspired by someone to create what you see around you. And it started in source. So, in a sense, we are making it up. We've made up everything we see around us. And that's okay. So if it feels like, something came to you or you had a thought, but it didn't seem like, after you've been in the stillness for 2 minutes and you feel this sudden overwhelming rush of energy and you feel inspired and the heavens open, if you don't have that experience and like this flicker of thought just came into your head, that's just as valid. Okay, this does not need to be a levitating type thing. All right? Because many of us feel like for it to be divinely inspired, I have to feel a certain way. No, you don't. No, you don't. Okay? The divine shows up through and as us in so many forms, from those really overwhelming spiritual, sweet, mystical experiences to the flicker of a thought. So either one counts as you go through this. The most important thing is to trust yourself. Trust the process. Let go of resistance, let go of overthinking, and simply let it do what it do. Okay? And the final direction is after you've written on this stone, I'm going to invite you to keep it with you all year. Whether you want to carry it in your purse, put it in the dashboard of your car, put it someplace in your home where you see it on a regular basis. Maybe super glue it to your bathroom mirror or something. I'm not kidding. Have a nice, start a nice like white stone edge to your bathroom mirror. Because I think every one of us sees our bathroom mirror every morning. For many of us, it's like the second thing we see. Okay, I say second because first I got to get my glasses on, and then I can see the mirror. So take it with you, and let it remind you, both in good times and bad, both in happy and sad, both in times of challenge and times of simply pure flow, that this is what God in you, as you moving through you, has said. Here is this otherwise hidden piece of me in you that is now being revealed. And you live it every day. How you live it every day, I don't know. You're going to find out. Hold on to your hats. It's going to be fun. But this is who you're being called to be. Not from up here, not from a place of need or desire or want, but simply from a place of the divine in you seeking to actualize. All right? We good? All right. Let's hit some noodle music. So I'm going to invite you to, at this point, just get the stone in your hand, and that's it. Put everything else aside, bulletins, books, purses. Hold nothing else but this stone right now. I'm not calling out anyone, but some of you still not following just that first direction, just the stone. Put it aside, wedge it in the chair between you. You know, there's some little slots under the bench in front of you if you want to put something away. Just the stone. And take a few minutes to really allow it to become part of you. Feel the texture of the stone in your hand. How it's both rough and smooth at the same time. Allow yourself to kind of become one with it, if you will. If you're comfortable, close your eyes and let's just breathe. Breathe and allow yourself to be pulled into this present moment here, right now. As you continue to feel this stone in your hand. Maybe you feel some energy emanating from the stone. Maybe you feel your energy going into the stone. Maybe you just feel the stone in your hand, but just breathe. For the next few minutes, I invite you to simply be here now. Be one with this stone in your hand. Be one with your breath. Be one with yourself. If your mind gets distracted by thoughts, simply notice them without judgment. Return to the breath, the stone. Return to yourself. Let it take you deeper. Give yourself permission to know that there's a divine aspect of you that you have not yet experienced. A new spiritual identity. A deeper awareness of God in you. It is a whisper from the depths of your soul, letting you know that there is more to be expressed. It is your God self speaking to and through you. It is God as you, revealing your holy essence. Breathe into it. Be open to it. Listen for it. Feel it. Know it. For a few moments in the silence, be open. Be surrendered. Listen. As we stay in the quiet, if something has come to you, a name, a symbol, anything, just be with it. Allow yourself to ask for deeper understanding. Take it deeper. In Revelation, we also read, the one who was seated on the throne said, "See, I am making all things new. Write this, for these words are trustworthy and true." So I invite you at this moment to write on your stone what was revealed to you. If nothing came in this moment, that's okay. Take the stone with you and find some silent time during the week to step back into that place of listening. I invite you to keep this new name, this new revelation to yourself. This is your divine revelation. Hold it sacred. Know that it will lead you on a path of greater awareness of yourself and the divine within you. It will open you up to a consciousness of even more good in your life. And as you live out this new name, this new divine directive, as you deepen your understanding of it over time, know that you are deepening your understanding of yourself as a divine being. And that you are bringing more and more of God into the visible. At this time, I invite you to hold a prayerful consciousness with me as we bless these names in our prayer box. And we hold for these individuals that every circumstance, every challenge before them, they realize that they're merely opportunities to discover more of the divine within them, opportunities for them to show up more as God. And trust that all will be well. And should you hold that intention for anyone in your life, I invite you to say their names out loud now. In doing so, we connect with them energetically. We see them and ourselves as the divine being made visible. Opportunities to step deeper into God's love, into God's compassion, into God's wholeness. And so it is. Amen.
Govinda, Govinda, Govinda. Govinda, 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 Hare. Govinda, Govinda, Hare, Hare. Govinda, Govinda, Hare, Hare. feeds the cow for my sustenance, not the cow. I go to God. I go to God.
Thank you, Ogun, for that message and for the beautiful ceremony of the White Stones. I'd like to introduce our prayer chaplains that are serving today. If you could please stand. These individuals are available for you after the service to hold any prayer requests with you or just to hold space of gratitude. And your requests are always held in the strictest of confidence. So please speak with them after the service if you need it, or even if you don't. And we also have home and hospital prayer chaplains available. I see Reverend Annie is here today. Anyone else here from the home and hospital service? And Catherine. So if you have need of that or someone you know would like a visit at a home or hospital or nursing home for prayer, please speak with one of them. You can also submit your prayer request in the box that's in the back of the church. And we also have a dedicated prayer line now that you can call, and our prayer team will hold your prayers, and they will also be sent on to Unity Village. Now it's that time in our service where we bless our tithes and our offerings. So please prepare them and join with me in saying our offering affirmation. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And now it's time for our offering song.
Nicely done. Let's give thanks for these offerings here. So I invite you guys to go to a place of gratitude in your hearts. Centering in on an intention of abundance for this year, for 2018, for yourselves, for the spiritual community. Knowing that being in the flow of abundance is two parts, receiving and giving. So as we receive of your abundance today, being grateful for it, we give thanks that we give a portion back. The Amesbury community, the Wider Unity movement, and in so doing, we allow your blessings, your gifts, your abundance to multiply and benefit so many more others. And so it is, and so we let it be. Amen and amen. Thank you. Couple of things. Some of you have asked, you've noticed that when I bless the offering, I say that we give a portion back to the Amesbury community. A few of you have asked, well, where does it go? Who do you tithe to? And so on. And we may tell you in the moment. But if you really want to know, I think we've started a practice of posting the thank you letters that organizations send us in somewhere out there. I think it's by the notice board, by the bathrooms, back there behind in the back of the bookstore. So keep your eye out there. A lot of local organizations, not just in Amesbury, Newburyport, Haverhill, that we donate to. Organizations that deal with hunger and homelessness and all sorts of issues. So if you want to know, check out those letters. Also want to remind you, let you know, I think for the first time, we are returning to something that used to happen here a while back that I think also honors a request that many have made for more community events and involvement. Every third Sunday of the month, we're going to do a healing open house. Many of you are practitioners. You do Reiki, you do massage, you do sound healing, you do aromatherapy. Many of you are involved in healing modalities. What we want to invite you healing practitioners to do is on the third Sunday, bring your gear and we'll set you up in some of our vacant rental spaces here in the plaza and in this building. And we can invite the congregants to take part in some of your healing tradition. So every third Sunday, healing practitioners, come practice your craft. The rest of us, come get a good dose of some energy. These will be for love offerings that will go towards the community, and you, the healing practitioners, is a great opportunity to promote what you do. So third Sunday, everybody got that? Third Sunday. And every first Sunday, like today, community potluck. Every first Sunday, bring your food in. Remember what I said last time, if you want to eat it, you got to bring it. So bring every first Sunday, really relying on you to bring some food in. Again, make it from scratch. Stop at the Stop and Shop on your way to church. I am not attached to how the food gets here, nor what it is. Bring healthy stuff, bring unhealthy stuff. It doesn't matter. Just bring stuff that we can break bread together and have a good time. What's that? Girl Scout cookies. Exactly. And finally, mark your calendars. February 4th, the first Sunday in February, in addition to that community potluck, we're also having our annual meeting. This is a really good opportunity for the members to come get updated as to how our last year has been, some intentions for the coming year for our community. We're going to vote in some new board members. Good time had by all. February 4th. And I know Michelle's got a few other thank yous too.
We always love to thank the people who help to make this service happen every Sunday. That's a whole crew of people that come early. The choir comes very early and during the week. So thank you all in general. And special angels this week are Andrea, David, Deron, Jim, and a member of AA who put down the salt and ice for the ice in the parking lot, so we appreciate that. The teams that we're recognizing, the folding team did a great job this week with stuffing those envelopes with the stones and the pencils, so we want to acknowledge them. The welcome team, the men's team, and the bookstore team, so thank you. And also to our board members, if anyone is present from the board, if you could stand to be acknowledged. Okay, thank you. And also, a reminder, we do have a service here on Wednesday nights. It's a quieter, meditative service, and that's every Wednesday at 7 p.m. And this week, our Samadhi and meditation service will be led by Christina Mariah Lucia. And now it's time for our big song, People Get Ready.
Well, I just want to say more. Did you notice that every time I'm here, I sing a song about a train? About a train. So I couldn't help it. I'm having a vision of a train, and who would I want to be on the train that's coming for me? Nice. And I'm thinking like Jesus and John Davy, right? And who would you want to be on your train, and what would you want your train to be about, you know, if you're standing in the train station? So, yeah. Thanks, love.
Thank you, Beth.
People get ready, there's a train coming. You don't need no baggage, you just get on board. All you need is faith to hear the diesel humming. You don't need a ticket, you just thank the Lord. People get ready, there's a train to Jordan, picking up passengers from coast to coast. Faith is the key, open the doors of both of them. There's hope for all among the love the most. See a train coming, not now. Come on, Keith. Just to save his own. Have pity on those whose chances are growing thinner. There's no hiding place among the kingdom's throne. Oh, no, no. Thank the Lord. I wanna thank you, Lord. Thank the don't need no baggage, you just get on board. All you need is faith to keep the diesel humming. Don't need a ticket, you just get on board. Oh, you don't need a ticket now. You know the faith is the key.
Nicely done. Love to hear my favorites here. If you're comfortable, let's all stand and welcome in our kids. Walking as the light. Yes, walking as the light. Let's walk on.
We are
Namaste. I stand in the presence. So, as you know, Rebecca Hale and I are the directors of Youth and Family, but the truth is it's always the team who's putting stuff together. So really it was Sarah today who led a wonderful white stone ceremony. We did that with the kids. We set the intention for the coming year and did a few minutes with it. So the kids were a joy. Thank you.
All right, thank you guys. And always remember, if you truly want a spiritually transformative experience, come work with our children.
It was great having Linda here with us today.
Yes,
Thank you, Linda.
such as Linda did. Because if nothing else, if you got to explain what you believe to a child, if you can break it down so a child can understand it, you will understand it better. I kid you not. This is how it works. Let's stand, take the hand of the person next to you, and hold the truth and intention for not just these children, for ourselves, for the entire planet. There is peace on earth, and it begins with us. Let there be peace on earth. Happy New Year to all.